just how disappointing is it now have back-to-back games where you are hearing boos at home, and maybe you felt again that some of those boos, or many of them, were deserved from the effort that your team showed out there?
Yeah, we deserved it for sure. Fell behind immediately, and I think we're just lacking confidence right now. You just sort of you get to a stage sometimes where you just kind of lose your belief, and it happens. And that's what's happened right now with our team the last few days. I think we've just lost the spirit and the confidence that has to carry you, against talented teams night in and night out.
So some of your roughest nights this season have been kind of like blown leads, but are these two nights is this a more concerning, thing to happen?
Of course, yeah. We weren't competitive these last two games, and that one of the coaches on the way down said we're the quietest team ever, and I think without Draymond and Chris, it's really exposed. Just there's not much chatter defensively. We do have a very quiet group of guys, with this particular team that's out there now, and we probably need a pick me up. We need Draymond. We need Chris. We need guys who can kind of rally the troops right now. And it's when you're going through it like this, there's only one way out, and that's to fight together, to compete together. And somehow we got to get stops. I mean, we gave up 141 points. They scored at will, and we have to be able to get stops to be competitive.
Clay, you guys have been saying for a while that the wins haven't all been coming, but you've been playing well. You've been playing in close games. Maybe let a few go that you should have won. Last two games have not been like that here, Clay. What can you finger on what's happened and what the mood is in there after these two?
Pretty deflating mood, but that's expected when you get blown out twice in a row at home. We have to be better, I think, defensively. They shot really high percentages from the field in the three, and that's not our identity. Just relenting on defense, that is. So I think when we go to Chicago on Friday, we really just got to establish that again, just being gritty on the defensive end.
Clay, you guys have been booed each of the last two home games. Obviously, you're not used to that. How do you handle that?
Are you supposed to lose sleep over it?
Clay, Steve said that you guys have lost some confidence, maybe lost your belief. He even said the team feels a little fragile right now, tipping on confident or not confident. Are you seeing some of that fragility, which can be a little surprising for a team of champions and veterans?
That was a long question. I'm sorry, Kerr. Can you break that down
Lost
again?
Lost confidence, lost belief. He said the team is a little fragile.
I mean, that's probably a correct assessment from Steve. So just about, picking each other up. And I think going into Chicago, you just got to play with nothing to lose and play free-minded, because when you do that, you usually have fun and you usually play as a team.
Steph, Kerr mentioned a little while ago that he feels the team's kind of lost his confidence, and you can see it, you can feel it. Do you sense the same thing, that there's just something that the confidence isn't there, the belief sometimes is a little wavering right now?
You can describe it however you want. We just not playing great basketball, not giving ourselves any chance to, be competitive those last two games. And I don't know, the last two starts have been, the last two first quarters have been a little rough. We settled it a little bit tonight at the end of the first quarter. I think it was like 20-6 at one point. But then, when you give a team, when you give the other team belief and you give the other team a reason to, keep their foot on the gas pedal, it makes it even harder, knowing that we're going through our struggles as a team. So however you describe it, it's got to change.
Hey, Steph, at the beginning of this homestand, you guys were 15-15. I know 500 isn't where you want to be, but now 3 games below. What do you think changed in the last 2 weeks between then and now?
I wish I knew the answer, and we could have avoided, the situation we're in. Obviously our defense has not been great, giving up way too many points, and like I said, especially first quarters, teams coming out and punching us first. So we can turn it into good learning lessons and opportunities for growth, but it's not going to happen on its own, and nobody's going to feel sorry for us. Nobody's going to, help us get out of this hole. We have to do it ourselves. That's the challenge.
After the Denver loss on this homestand, you said it's frustrating because you were losing what-if games, right? Ones that kind of collapsed in the last couple minutes. How is it different after 2 blowout losses?
It's, same feeling, because Denver game played it well enough to win. He didn't, and in these last 2, you just get embarrassed. And I think you get to a point where you're trying to explain it away, trying to figure out what can change, specifically that can help us. And that's the conversations that are happening in between games and film sessions in the locker room. But it's headed the opposite way, and I don't know what to say about it, just because we're not used to this kind of vibe around our team. So we have to acknowledge it. Not let go of the rope, as they say, when it comes to our belief that we can just win the next game. But it all sucks.
Kerr was saying how quiet it is on the court without Draymond and Chris, and you have a pretty quiet game, but moving forward until they come back, have you thought about any changes, since a lot of the younger guys look to you to close the game and just what you're doing?
I talk, it's a different voice, obviously, what Draymond does defensively as the anchor, because not only is his IQ, his just defensive presence overall, but he's usually the one that's behind the court and able to bark out commands. And he prides himself on that. CP the same, in the sense of just what he sees on the floor. And so when we started the year, I think that was one of the things that was exciting about the roster. We had youth, and we had things that they needed to learn as we went through the year, but we had veteran presence, Draymond, CP, myself, that could loom, that could be the most vocal. And obviously when they're not on the court, it's tough to replace it, but it's again another challenge for the guys that are out there to try to be vocal, try to talk, help our defense stay connected, intimidate the other team maybe. That's another part of it, and we haven't done it.
You're not the general manager, and a lot of things are just going on that you can handle, but do you almost feel like that trade deadline coming up, you've got a certain amount of time to show management to keep things together, or they might have to make some major decisions?
We have a standard that's pretty evident that if things stay the same, that's a definition of insanity, right? Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So as players and what we can do, we have to control our effort, our focus, competitiveness, control the things that we can on the court. Like every NBA season, every organization, that stuff works itself out, and you can't allow yourself to get distracted by that, because whether you're at the top of the standings or at the bottom, there's always rumors swirling, there's always conversations, and it's just a part of the business. And until anything happens, you can't get caught up in it, because it robs you of your opportunity to play good basketball. And that's kind of where we're at.
Steph, after a tough homestand, can it be galvanizing to go on a road trip and kind of get a breath of fresh air and regroup, and then before your next homestand here?
It has to be. It has to be.
This is the second straight game that you guys were booed here. How does that make you feel when you hear that?
I don't even know what to say about it because I don't want to be prisoners of the moment and understand, we're obviously struggling. There's nothing to really cheer about, so opposite of cheering is booing. Might as well. I don't take it any certain type of way. Honestly, I'm booing myself, booing our team in my head because of the way we're playing. So, it is what it is. Fans are going to react the way that they want. It's our job to, give them something to cheer about. And we have not done that.
Till next time, 48 minutes.